Hello everybody, my name is Connor and welcome to NobleAsta TCG, where I post my games and try to improve with each match with the help of much better players, aka you guys. So we are playing into Issho today, which is a bit of an odd one and definitely had me worried because what does Issho even run? Look, I have to read the leader ability. I think I'm pretty versed in knowing leaders and how most decks play in this game, but Issho, I was like, I don't remember the last time I've seen Issho before, so had to read the leader ability. I'll post a picture of the leader right here. This is what he does. So he definitely has some. I don't think he's as shit as everyone says he is. I think with the red green smoker support, some of the new navy cards and some of the old navy cards in green, I think that he might be pretty good. So. But we will see about that. We are on pudding. Once again, the list will be posted at the end of the video, so watch through the entire game. This is a pretty good one, if you ask me. I might be a little biased, but before we get too deep into the game, if you want to support the channel, head to 1000noble.com to grab or commission a playmat. And don't forget, joining the YouTube membership gets you exclusive discounts, early decklist access, and members-only polls and discussion. That's right, if you are a YouTube member, you've already seen all the lists of all of the decks I've been playing recently. Some of them I will post as YouTube shorts. Some of them I will try to post at the end of the video. Yeah, I just want to give the people who become a YouTube member a little extra something for going that extra mile to support me. But our opening hand looks bad. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of tough. We have 3 of our 6 drop Katakuri's, a 0 cost, and a 2 drop Katakuri. And I like Katakuri as much as the next guy, but I don't want to see the 3 Katakuri's in my opening hand. So, just wanted to make sure I was recording, and finally we are into the game. We draw into a Flampe to Dawn. Not really much we can do. We're just going to go ahead and pass turn, but if you guys watched the last pudding game, I think Flampe might be able to help us with this hand here. This is definitely a sim hand if I've ever seen it, so, the sim shuffling, it happens. But looks like my opponent is going to go ahead, tap his 3 Dawn, and play out a TCG just to establish that body on the field. Swinging 5 here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and counter out with one of our, what is his name? Katakuri. My god, I just woke up. Give me a second. But we are at 4 Dawn now, and we're trying to figure out how we want to swing this. We're going to go ahead and swing 6 leader ability. There's our 4th 6 cost Katakuri, so that is pretty unlucky if you ask me, but potentially we might be able to maybe get a searcher or something off the top of the deck with the Flampe ability. Of course, it kind of stinks to play down the Flampe, of course, because she is a 2k. Speaking of 2ks, my opponent does counter out with a 2k Tashigi there. But yeah, I think we just need something to do, and we end up drawing into one of our 2 Brules, which Brule it's an interesting card. I think 2 of is the most I would want to run it, and I think I actually do utilize it. I think in this game, I know one of the games I played, I actually used it. It was like, okay, cool. I think it was, I can't remember. It was either this one or Jinbei. I don't necessarily remember. Which, yes, we're playing, next video is putting into Jinbei. Pretty fun match there. But 5 Dawn for my opponent now. Unfortunately, didn't really get anything we could play off of the Flampe, but we do have a bigger hand now, and that's pretty good. Tapping 5 Dawn or 4, tapping 4 Dawn is going to go ahead and drop the Borsalino, and that is, Borsalino I think is a really good blocker, very hard to remove for the most part, so... and then swinging 6 at lead, trying to decide, do I take it, do I give him 2 1Ks? I think I do go ahead, give him 2 1Ks, giving him the Brule and the Katakuri, and we draw into Viola, so this I think is going to be a pretty big turn here. We are going to be at 7 Dawn, and so we'll be able to drop down the Katakuri, which will ramp us a Dawn, swing to ramp again, and then play Viola to get the life back face down. So yep, 6 cost Katakuri coming down. Gonna go ahead, flip my life back over, get the active Dawn here, and I think we're just going to go ahead and swing 5, I think. There is a world where we can swing 6 and rest the, or play down the Charlotte Anana. But I like the idea of playing Viola better. Get that rested Dawn here with the pudding effect. This is an easy Borsalino block, but, you know, my opponent may want to take some cards into his hand. Yep, just easy Borsalino block because he becomes a 6k leader on opponent's turn. Then we're going to tap 2 more Dawn to play down that Viola blocker. Viola blocker is so good in this deck. And yeah, we are going to be at 10 Dawn next turn. We're already at 9 Dawn, so big bodies coming in. Of course, we don't have a 10 Mom in our hand, which is a little unfortunate. And we haven't seen one of our 10 searchers, so a little unlucky there. I don't know. I don't feel like I need to bump up the searchers in the deck because 10 is a good, like 10 is a lot of searchers. But yeah, my luck is just pretty rough with this game sometimes, and this is a good example of not seeing 10 Mom. Or, you know, one of 10 searchers. So passing it back to my opponent, looking at like he's gonna tap some Dawn, potentially gonna play down. I think he plays down Smoker here, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember this turn well. I know Smoker hits the board eventually, and yeah, it's right now. So there is that 5-cost Smoker, banish Smoker, and as a yellow leader, I don't want to see that banish. And honestly, with Smoker on the field, restanding that Dawn in a deck like Issho, where that ability wasn't really used back when Issho came out, I think it's really helpful. I hate it for me, but I think it's really helpful for the deck. So I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and counter out with one of our other Katakuris out of this 5k swing from TCG. I do like that my opponent did decide to swing the TCG, going a little aggressive here. Gonna swing 6, and I will take getting that searcher because I know that searcher's there and I want to search out. I want to try and find a big mom. So trying to decide, do I take this 5? Do I block out of this 5? Yeah, gonna go ahead and 1k with the Anana. I think that's an okay idea. And then he is gonna tap his last Dawn to restand the Borsalino blocker. So really, I don't know, like that to me, that's pretty good. I don't know if that's me, you know, just thinking that this deck is better than it is, but being able to restand that 5, I love that mechanic in this game, being able to like restand. So I think that was pretty good. We are going to play down pudding, searching the top 4, the yellow pudding searches top 4 for a card, and I think I don't really want to take 10 Mom here. That's not the 10 Mom I'm looking for. Kind of torn between Anana and Katakuri, but we will take Katakuri. I don't think my opponent is... No, I think he is at 8 down, actually, if I did my math right, which I'm notoriously bad at math, so maybe I didn't, but we are going to go ahead and see the 10 Mom, which is great, but we also see my alt art Katakuri. So my buddy, I'm like, I want to take the Altar Katakuri. It's my one of, and he's like, that's cool, dude. Go ahead. So shout out to my boy TJ. What a guy. But we do end up finding the 10 Mom, and now we have some Dawn to play with. There's potentially a world where we could swing with Flampe. I don't like that world. I think it's a very dark world, but if my opponent is at 8 Dawn, I think our best move is to cheat out Katakuri, but I can't remember what Dawn he's at right now. But we do go ahead and remove the TCG, so I'm okay with that. Gonna go ahead, swing 7 at lead with the Katakuri, the 6-cost Katakuri. Really good card in the pudding deck. I am excited about the new promo that's coming out for the Big Mom Pirates, the smoothie. Don't know if it'll be used too much in the pudding deck, but in Katakuri, I think it's really gonna help. And we just end up hard casting the 8-cost Katakuri, which is fine with me. That keeps a counter in our hand. Yeah, I think that's alright. And I don't remember if my opponent was at 8 Dawn. It looks like he's at maybe 7 Dawn here. I can't count. I can't. I've got my glasses on. Still can't count how many Dawn he has. But I mean, we didn't really have much else to do with our Dawn. I think that turn was, I think it was alright. And we do have Tenmom to play next turn. Now, my opponent does have the Smoker with Banish, but thankfully we do have the 8-cost Katakuri. That is a big blocker that might be a little trickier for him to get around. We also have the Viola, which I don't think it's a terrible idea to block out with Viola. I think that as a yellow deck, I want as much of my life as I can, and potentially I played a little too hard around this Smoker this turn, or this game, I think. I really wanted it gone, but my opponent's going to tap 2 to do the brand new search, going to take the top 3, pick 1, and put the other 2 in trash. Pretty good ability. I really like the brand new searcher. I don't know. I do like playing Navy decks. I think I mentioned last video. I'm gonna look at Garp, man. I love Garp. I would love to roll up with Garp at a locals and just make everybody go, what the fuck? I think that'd be great. But putting the Rosinante in trash, I did miss what he grabbed. I'll put a picture of it when he grabs it. But looking like he's going to tap a good amount of the rest of his Dawn here. The brand new, the Issho ability Issho having the ability to restand a 4-cost or 5-cost, I think it's a 5-cost, is going to make it a lot harder to clear that Smoker. If he leaves the 1 Dawn up to restand Smoker, it's going to be really tricky for me to clear it, which is pretty unfortunate, but he's going to go ahead, tap 4 Dawn to play the Kuzan. Kuzan, really good body. It draws a card on play and minuses 4 on attack, so that's another body that I need to get rid of. Potentially, I'm thinking about adding, I think it's Conquest of the Sea or Hakai Ocean Sovereignty. I can't remember which one removes the 2 bodies, but there were a couple of games where I was like, man, I really wish I had that. And I know my friend Brad was like, oh yeah, just use Conquest of the Sea. And I was like, bro, I'm not running it. And he was like, are you, what? So a little bit of a weird choice there. Might add it in. But he's going to go ahead, swing pretty big with the Smoker. That is Smoker, not TCG. And I'm just going to give him the Viola blocker. The 5 coming at lead, I'm just going to block with Katakuri. Now, he could swing Borsalino, but I don't think he will. I think he needs Borsalino up. And yeah, with the 1 Dawn, he will restand Smoker and pass turn. And we've got the easiest turn in hand here. Just Tenmom time. It is time. And he's still at 3 life, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, I think getting Tenmom is going to be the play here. Tenmom before swinging is something I like to do just to secure that life goes to trash. And we did get our 4-cost Law. I really like our 4-cost Law. I don't think it's a like needed card, absolutely not, but I think there's just a lot of decks that run heavy, like large hands now, and I don't know, I think people have stopped playing around 4-cost Law. So I know I was playing Sanji on the sim, and yeah, definitely my buddy was playing the Rosinante deck, and he hit me with that like 3 times, and it won him the game, I think at least 2 times. But gonna swing the 5 with lead, and it is gonna get countered out with the Odyssey Issho, if I'm not mistaken. Then a 7 at lead, trying to see if I can get him to block with Katakuri, or excuse me, Borsalino. And he is gonna go ahead, take that life, going down to 2. Swing. I know I said that Tenmom before everything else, but I think this puts him in a weird position where he has to potentially block if he wants to keep his life, or just take. He knows I have the Tenmom, so yeah, 10 Dawn tapped, gonna play down Tenmom, gonna heal myself and trash his life there. And I don't actually know if my buddy here has played against the classic yellow Katakuri, I think, unless I played it. So we are gonna go ahead and do putting ability, reach over, see what he's got. He's got a brand new coming, so we do know that is there. And then Katakuri will restand Katakuri, and Katakuri and then we'll get that Dawn that we minused back at the end of our turn, passing it back to Issho. He's still... I was a little hesitant to play down Tenmom because he has the Kuzan on board that can potentially minus a lot of everything on my board. And if I remember the leader ability, which you guys should have seen at the beginning of the game, if he puts a Dawn on his leader, it minuses everything by 1. So that's -5 right there. But I just didn't have a way to remove the Kuzan. Like, as I said, if I was running like Hakai Ocean Sovereignty or Conquest of the Sea, which may be the same card under different names, I can't remember. But if I was running something like that, potentially I could remove it. I need to look at the card again, but I'm thinking instead of maybe Brûlée, but it is adding another brick. So he is going to put that Dawn on leader, minus everything by 1. Potentially, I would assume... So he's probably going to aim to get rid of one of my Katakuris, I would say. I don't know exactly how much removal or minus cost he's running in his deck, but I'm sure if he was running enough, Tenmom would be the goal. But it just feels like the the Katakuris are a little more accessible to remove with what he has. Of course, if he does remove my blocker Katakuri, I will fight him. No, the 7 cost Smoker is going to be an issue with that banish. Don't really know if I have enough. I do have a 0 cost in my hand, thankfully. And he's at a point where his hand size is small enough, I think, to where Law is not going to matter. So swinging 7, minusing Katakuri by 4, so he is a -5. He's a 3 cost, which hurts. And we get a Tenmom off the top of our life. So Tenmom providing us with another Tenmom. And I think that really, really helped because we have a big board. We've got a couple of swings and a Tenmom to secure that life is going away. So he does end up playing Garp, which I will do my best to put a picture up here, but I believe it KOs a 5 cost. Here we are. I'm going to read it. It KOs a 5 cost, I think, when rested, I want to say, but I could be wrong. Here's the picture of what that Garp does. It's a bit of an older card, if I'm not mistaken, so kind of fun to play into some of these wild off-meta decks. So he is going to trash a Garp to KO by Katakuri, which is pretty good, and a potential big swing coming through with the Smoker. There is a world where he might just swing 7. There's Smoker ability. 3 Dawn left. Probably gonna swing 2 Dawn. Or attach 2 Dawn and leave 1 to restand either his Kuzan or his Smoker. But I think even if the banish hit goes through, I think that since we have that Tenmom, we're in a really good spot. Because he has no blockers on board. We've got 3 swings, including leader, and Tenmom to secure the life away. Not to mention we have a 12k swing coming. That is pretty hard for most decks to get out of, unless they're a purple Straw Hat deck. But here is actually, he's gonna swing 5 into lead, I believe, which puts me in a spot where, do I give him a 1k now, or do I take it so I can counter out of the potential 7k? And I do decide to give him the 1k. I think, because I can drop 0 cost and the 2 cost Katakuri to get out of the 7k swing from the Smoker, the banished Smoker. I don't think I necessarily need to, but 5 from leader coming in, I will go ahead and take that, getting another Katakuri, which I think if I wasn't in a position to end game, I would be a little nervous. But here he decides that he doesn't want to swing his Smoker, and he's tapping a Dawn, trying to figure out who he wants to restand. And I think even if he swung the Smoker, I think that we were in a good spot. As I said, we had we were gonna 0 cost and pitch the 2 cost Katakuri. He does decide to restand Kuzan, which I think is the best choice, honestly, because that is a prime target. But we've kind of been able to successfully find ourselves in a really good position, I think, partially just by, luck of the draw, honestly. And yeah, I think here we just play the 10 mom down first to put that card in trash, make sure he doesn't get any more cards, and start swinging. So anybody else miss reject? No. Reject was fun though, I will admit. But 10 mom is just like reject, but with a big giant body. And I think there's also a world where I'm thinking about just swinging what I have. But I think realistically, and I gotta have my Dawn a certain way, I'm so sorry. I've been splitting my Dawn by 5, and it's been so helpful for my tiny brain that can't do math. Yeah, I think I'm thinking like, oh, do I need to play my Katakuri? And then I remember asking like, wait, you have no blockers, right? Like, no blockers. I'm seeing that correct. Yeah, and I think I'm just trying to make sure I play this game correctly. And I think I am going to swing out, which I think realistically, a 10 mom and a 12k swing should have done it. But I think he did have a lot of cards in hand, or a decent amount of cards in hand. And I think I definitely did not know what to expect from the Issho deck, honestly. He will take that last life. And I think we'll go ahead, swing with Katakuri potentially. Yeah, swing 7 with Katakuri, get a couple cards out of hand. Yeah, I think he's about 5 cards in hand. I really need to get my camera angle a little better so you guys can see how many cards my opponent has in hand. Maybe bringing my camera lower and more of a POV instead of a heightened POV. But 7, we are going to get a 2k, 1k out of hand, and 14... we do have the Dawn to cheat out Katakuri if we need it, but that is going to be that through the Issho. Thankfully, my hand size was pretty low on game. Otherwise, that Issho would have been a menace. But yeah, that is our pudding game, dude. I am loving pudding. Here's the list I'm running. As I said, I think I might try and add the Ocean Sovereignty or what have you in. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. Helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
すぐに片付けますのでご安心を。おらー、これじゃあキリがねえ。